Sonic the Hedgehog, popular blue rodent. Nintendo Wii, popular console. Sonic on the Wii, even better.
Well, God doesn't plan everything.
Sonic and the Secret Rings, for example. But what if we pair this with Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz and call it the Sega Fun Pack?
Oh, hell yeah! Virginity!
It has fun right in the title. Sega would never lie to me. Even with the mediocre reception to that game, the Wii market was just too big for Sega not to jump into. So when Sega went to go release its next big Sonic game for the PS3 and Xbox 360,
So Sega decided to release a piece of shit.
yes, Sega released their next big title for the PS2 and the Wii. Sonic Unleashed!
The fuck he did?
So you're telling me the PS2 can play an Xbox 360 game? What the fuck is this? Where the hell are my HD graphics? Obviously, the Wii and PS2 couldn't handle HD graphics. So what'd Sega do instead? Fuck up. They could have just released the game for the Wii, but why not make it for the PS2 as well? People won't notice the PS2 game on the Wii.
Only if they have eyes.
The game basically had to be made for the PS2 and put on the Wii. Why? You made the game for a less powerful console than the GameCube. Why not just make a 2D game and have it on literally everything?
No.
Wrong console choices aside, how did the game play?
Like shit, mostly.
Upon booting up the game, you can immediately tell the quality difference, but you wouldn't know that without playing the other version. Kinda like a younger me. With starting the game, of course, you've gotta start with a couple of tutorials.
Thank God, the game knows my short-term memory loss. Whose hands are these?
That's right, just about every action in the game gets its own tutorial level, just to make sure you really get it. This is also where you get your first taste of the daytime gameplay, very similar to its Xbox 360 counterpart, but modified. The boost is made to be more of a risk-reward situation as opposed to the hold to win like in the HD version. Of course, you still want to use it as much as you can, but use it in the wrong spot and you'll end up like this poor son of a bitch. This game still has a boost meter just like normal, but instead of being a button you just hold to go faster, press it to gain speed for a few seconds and lose most of your control. While in this speed boost, you can extend it using dash pads, but hitting anything will stop the boost, or worse yet, cause you to smash into a wall. They actually give you more reason to collect rings in this game. Not only does it fill the meter, but it also upgrades it as well as your boost, but taking damage will decrease your level. Combine this with the homing attack, the light speed dash, drift, slide, stomp, and wall jump, and you've got yourself a pretty nice combination of skills for interesting level design. Or, you could make one for each continent and give up.
Yeah. That checks out.
That's right, instead of making more stages for the game, they just chop them up and stick them into what they call missions. Sometimes it's collecting rings, sometimes it's beating it so fast, whatever, it's just busy work. But sometimes you get the stage, but with jars.
Oh boy, is it my birthday?
These missions are just short and uninteresting. They act as padding for a short game. Even with the ranking system in this game, there's no reason to replay these, as you can't even get ranks in them. There's almost no replay value to this game. The S ranks in normal stages are pathetically easy to get, and in bosses, you can't get any rank except for S and C.
Oh my God. You can speedrun this shit?
The way you get to these stages doesn't fare much better. The way you get to and from these stages are through the villages, or more accurately, the hubs. These areas, you have to go around gathering information to find the area called the Gaia Temple. These Gaia temples act as your level hubs and are actually a bit nice, almost calming with the music. The way you talk to these people are by pressing on icons around the map, but only to be met with PNGs and text.
RPG mechanics in my Sonic game? Oh my god.
I am the storm that is approaching.
Well, anyways, these people are very boring to talk to. Almost nothing of interest happens with them. Combined with the visual novel style this takes, it makes me dread doing this stuff and mostly want to skip it. I also have to come back to these people after beating the both and day-night version of the continent just to fight its boss. It's all very tedious and has no reason to exist, so it begs to question, why is it even here to begin with, other than it's a short game? But I can skip most of the dialogue anyways. You also have to travel to the other continents to be able to finish the one you're on. It's very weird and I don't quite get it. I just love doing multiple night stages in a row. It's so realistic. I experienced 3 nights before one day. Overall, the villagers aren't totally offensive, but if you have to question who they are, they probably shouldn't be there. Just like the people in my house. Also, talking to the villagers will get you access to the night stages, so all around, negative experience. The infamous Werehog. You get to play as this big guy in the night stages. Oh, thank God, I thought the tutorials were gonna go at a normal speed. This really lets me take in the lack of combat mechanics. The Werehog is so much slower than normal Sonic, but this means they can make much bigger stages for him easier.
Or hear me out. Don't.
Since there's more stages and they're a bit longer, they took out the requirements to play the missions for the Werehog.
But at what cost?
So instead of playing one stage and a couple mediocre missions, instead you get 3 to 5 unique stages for Werehog that are much longer and extremely mediocre. To traverse these longer stages, the Werehog has stretchy arms allowing him to reach edges, climb poles, and do acrobatics. He even gets a double jump. How the hell does this make sense? Lose all of your agility, but gain the ability to double jump?
Oh, I get it. Bullshit.
He can also punch things now, but harder. Wow, what other things can he do? You wanted more? Yeah, all of your combos are just alternating punches. That may not sound exciting, but what if I told you could do those combos and look like a jackass? This game being on the way meant motion controls had to be shoehorned in so it could feel more real.
Wow, it feels like I'm really there.
They at least gave you the option to use other controllers, in my case, a GameCube controller, but did this improve the game?
Not even slightly.
At least this game keeps the exploration like the original had. At least if you're interested in getting red orbs 90% of the time. Yeah, the only reason these exist, make sure you don't get an S rank without wasting your time. Some of these aren't even secret, it's just more of a, are you willing to waste your time to get this? What makes you think if I don't enjoy the stage, that I'm willing to get an S rank on it? This isn't helped by the fact that the mechanics don't match the type of gameplay they're going for. The combos just really aren't there, and the aerial combos are non-existing. But it doesn't matter, because trying to hit an enemy in the air is complete shit. I will give the game one thing though. When you start sprinting, you get ice physics, and that's pretty cool. Except when you're trying to platform. If you're just trying to adjust for platforming, it's activated by moving the thumbstick twice in the same direction, so it can just send you flying. Overall, in most other games, these would be small issues if the game was fun. But here, they all add up to make the game a slog to get through, even if the day stages are pretty fun. Overall, this isn't the worst game to play, but there are certainly better, even on the same console. Though Kid Me didn't know that and played this game a lot more than I should have before realizing it was kind of bad. Though this was the first game I had for the Wii, so I have a certain nostalgia about this game, as weird as it sounds. This game isn't talked about that much because it's sandwiched between two other Sonic games on the Wii that are talked about for quite a bit, whether those be for good or bad reasons. Though, this game has a silver lining in its day stages. While I wouldn't recommend it to a random person, to a Sonic fan, I'd say play it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much worse ways to waste my time.